Mr. Concatton is here. This is a resolution that would have our purchasing agent advertise and receive bids for computer-aided dispatching system and mobile data computer system. This is part of the 911 dispatching system, and Mr. Concatton is here and could explain a little bit more about it, I think.
Okay, I'll stand if that's all right. Or that's it. Computer-aided dispatching system, as you all know, the new 911 system is in place now. The county IP-based next generation 911 system is in place at all the dispatch centers now, and that is up and running. A few glitches, but it's running pretty well, and actually they're meeting right now again as a conference call. That's the 911 system. The next system that we're looking at is the CAD system, which is a computer-aided dispatch system. What happens with that is the information that is given to us by the 911 system is then put into the CAD system, and then the CAD system decides a lot of issues. It tells you who's going to respond to that incident, where it's at, any issues with that building or that property. It interfaces with CGIS, it interfaces with leads. So it's the next step once we get that, and it would be a countywide. So we'd be looking at all the county agencies, all 33 fire departments and 22 police departments within the county would be on that CAD system. So that aids the dispatcher in doing dispatching. The mobile data is that information that comes in on 911 that goes to the CAD system can actually be sent right out to anybody that has a mobile data system within their cars. And I think in a meeting we talked about this morning, the sheriff now has, I think, 40 cars that have air cards in them, which allow them to have that mobile data system in them. Canton has some air cards, has some mobile data. Jackson has mobile data systems. So in essence, what that does, it helps that officer understand what that run is. It gives them the run, the information. And so what we're looking to do here, the RFP is finished. We do need to do some things on the specifications when we go out to bid. The RFP has been completed by RCC Consultants, and we will go out, if this is passed, we'll go out to bid immediately. It'll probably take 60 days before we can get that bid back from the vendors. So we can then evaluate what that cost is and go from there. So in a nutshell, sort of an overview of what it is. It is part of our overall plan, 911, CAD. The next thing is the dispatch, and then finally putting it all in together into one dispatch center.
We still have 9 dispatch, right?
There's 9 dispatch centers right now. What we would do with this CAD system is we would share it with the 9. Obviously, there is a maintenance fee that goes along with anything that you have, so we'd have to meet with them to make sure they all want to be a part of that. The first thing would be simultaneously to do that, and also to get what the cost of that CAD system. Right now, we're looking anywhere from $1 million to $1.5 million for the CAD system. It's a great system, obviously, for that money. It should be. We need to. With the new 911 system, we can share that information using that same, as I call it, that same pipe, that same connection that we have with 911. We can use that same connection with the CAD system.
So obviously this will make it more efficient, more streamlined, even though we have 9 dispatch. It's still going to focus on better safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better quality, better awareness.
And we use the term interoperability. It will allow us to be interoperable with all of those dispatch centers. Mm-hmm. And without going back to the county with that information, we can go directly. If a call comes to the wrong dispatch center, they can take not only the call, but the information that the CAD has can be seen by all those dispatch centers that participate. So overall, it's really what we want to do. I still believe that it's more cost effective to bring all those dispatch centers into one. Right. But we're moving in the direction that we can to make this thing happen.
Excuse me. Is it changed in the last 2 months?
The actual dispatching and the idea and the plan for the countywide, we're still waiting for some answers from both the sheriff and the city to see what their participation is going to be. There's always that question about the radio system that's part of the dispatch side. Right. And we're dealing with 911, we're dealing with CAD. The dispatch side will be dealing with the radio system, both VHF, UHF, and 800. And that seems to be a little bit of a stumbling block, but we haven't really heard that from them, but I believe that's what the stumbling block is.
Great. Good job.
But it's my understanding this isn't both an effective and a necessary step, regardless of whether we go to 2 dispatching centers as originally proposed, or whether we stay at 9?
I think it's an essential need that we have. I think it'll, again, provide us with that interoperability. It'll help us from not having to transfer those calls and that information back and forth from the county to a dispatch center, back to the county, back to a dispatch center. It'll be available for everybody to see. Everybody will see what everybody else is doing, and that's a good thing that they know what the safety forces in this county are doing. They'll see it on the CAD system.
Joe, the 9 dispatch centers, and you said that they would pay a maintenance fee.
There would be a maintenance fee associated with it. We have to determine how that would be shared, because for Red Center, they dispatch like 22 different agencies. Canton dispatches for a large population. The sheriff dispatches for a large population. North Canton just dispatches for North Canton. So we'd have to evaluate how that fee would be distributed, whether we would do it population, whether we would do it by how many units, how many entities you dispatch for. We haven't determined that yet, and we will once we get a price. The maintenance fee is based on the price. So if you buy a system that's $1 million, if the price is $1 million, it could be 7% of that. So we'd have to determine how we would do that. Right now, Canton is probably paying $50,000-$60,000. So we're looking at maybe $70,000-$80,000, maybe at the upper end of $100,000. If you share that with 8-9 dispatch centers, it's still a lot of money. But all of these dispatch centers have a CAD system. Not as good as our CAD system is much more enhanced, but they don't connect to each other. So that's the
beauty.
That's the beauty of it.
And so we don't have any indication that someone wouldn't want to share in this.
We don't have any. No, I don't have any indication of that at all.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. To authorize the reimbursement, the receipt of bids for the CAD and the data component system.
Second.
Okay, any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.